I have a book here called Picasso in His Words. I want to go over a few of his quotes I found and share some ideas or inspiration I got. I think I got this book perhaps 30 years ago, and since then I went back many times. I brought to Spain once to share some of the inspiration I got with the people to whom I was giving a seminar about the continuous improvement and the spirit of that. Also, I felt what he says in here points very similar, if not identical, sense that I found in Zen or many spiritual pursuit, probably. In any case, let's go through. Here's one. When Pablo Picasso was 85, he was asked how his later paintings could be so innovative, could have the boldness and the fire of a young artist's work. Picasso's reply, it takes a long time to become young. I think that's the wisdom, not just doing things for the sake of doing. There's a meaning, and he has a connection to that spirit. It takes time to get young. We may have accumulated lots of dust or bad habitual patterns that we want to get out of, throw away, so that we can have the connection to the source, if I may use the word will of universe. And I think he's got that sense of pursuing that, to live with it. Next one. If you know exactly what you're going to do, what's the good of doing it? There's no interest in something you know already. It's much better to do something else. I guess the message is keep exploring, live life at the cutting edge of the creativity. Down here it says, I never calculate. That's why the others who do calculate so much less accurately than I do. That's a tricky one. If you calculate, you're confined to the way you calculate. Therefore, you may miss because you may be restricted with that process. In his case, he wants to expand and challenge himself so that he just doesn't do things, obvious things even, to inquire internally what's more and keep challenging that. I do not seek, I find. That's a tricky one too. Seeking mind is, let's say from the Zen point of view, there's a saying, if you seek for it, you cannot find it. In that if you seek for it, it means if you seek for the laws of the universe, the essence of what you want to find, you cannot find. Because you can only be. The thinking and the seeking mind is obstructing us to perceive reality as it is. And the truth is what we are to get to. Just playing in the mind and calculating may not be good enough. We need a strong intention to go over the hurdles to connect to the source. So, to find something is not so simple. It is my wish at this time to remind you that I have always believed and still believe that artists who live and work with spiritual values cannot and should not remain indifferent to a conflict in which the highest values of humanity and civilizations are at stake. I think you can replace the word artist to anyone who live and work with spiritual values. And the rest of the sentence apply to that. It's the huge, big dream that he's after, and we can be like him. That's the message I feel, and that's the spirit that I think he had throughout his life. Not to say that everybody should live like him, but at least the intention and the willingness and the spirit may be very important to explore our potentials and what we may be able to do, not just for our sake, but for the humanity purpose. What I want is to be able to live like a poor man with plenty of money. That's the paradox. He's living in conflict, not just thinking one way, but checking him that if he's well balanced, or if he is too biased or obsessed in one way, therefore you're not looking at the other part of the picture. When you begin a picture, you often make some pretty discoveries. You must be on guard against these. Destroy the thing, do it over several times. In each destroying of a beautiful discovery, the artist does not really suppress it, but rather transform it, condense it, makes it more substantial. What comes out in the end is the result of discarded finds. Otherwise, you become your own connoisseur. I sell myself nothing. Destroy, simple, easy solution. Don't depend on the habitual pattern. Question. Go deeper. Have that spirit to live. I think he lived a very vibrant life, and I'm not sure if that was very helpful for other people surrounding him, but his intention was so big. Many people may have felt it was the ego, but in his view, I think he had a very good intention to connect to what he does, to be creative, come up with the answer, and challenge that to himself, and share that, and move on. Forcing yourself to use restricted means is the sort of restraint that liberates invention. It obliges you to make a kind of progress that you can't even imagine in advance. It's like a 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration. That's Thomas Alva Edison. So he went through lots of barriers, go over the restraints to create the invention. So it's artist, Picasso doing it, but the inventor like Edison has done. That's the spirit. Have you ever seen a finished picture, a picture of anything else? Unto yourself the day it said you're finished? To finish the work? To finish a picture? What nonsense. To finish it means is to be through with it. To kill it, to rid it of its soul, to give it its final blow. The most unfortunate one for the painter as well as the picture. He is looking at the essence. Essence, how to describe. That spirit lived with him. And I think I can think of the company management as an example. Some are very prosperous, successful company. I can think of some CEOs who are like that, and they had the spirit to move on, not easily accept whatever the solution they can come up with, but keep challenging himself and others. And if you can share such a spirit with some determination and ideas that you can implement, that company can help more people to align to such thought with the spirit, challenging spirit, and move on together, not as a single entity, but as a collective organization of people to share such value for invention. I don't know, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Thomas Alva Edison, Henry Ford, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. You may have different view on each of them, but some may have a quality, that challenging spirit, not accepting things easily and aiming high. That's the sense I feel. And that may be something that we all have in our soul, that we want to live, going over the hurdles. That idea kind of fit to this quote I like. Painting is stronger than I am. It makes me do what it wants. So in this case, the painting represents the will of something that wants to be manifested. Oh, I have a little note here. Will of universe is stronger than a person of Picasso. So it's like riding on the waves of universe. And you are not doing as much, but effort is connected to your effort. Human effort is connected to the will of the universe. So there's something profound that we feel, that genuine life is being expressed in such a manner. There's a little Japanese writing here. There's the Kenji Miyazawa, a poet in Japan, and he is a poet, and he wrote books. And his quote here is, "My story is taken from the dewdrops in the field and the light from the stars." So it's not him, but something else is being expressed, and he is the mediator to bring out the message. People don't realize what they have when they own a picture by me. Each picture is a phial with my blood. That is what has gone into it. Inspiration, not just that, perspiration, going over. I use the word plan, do, check, act, or check, act, plan, do. To continuously improve, you have to go through many cycles of checking what's going on, understanding what's going on, develop a plan and implement, and check the result. There's always room for improvement, so keep on moving. That's the process. The important thing is to do, and nothing else, be what it may. It's a simple message, but deep, I think. You cannot do anything that comes up in your mind, but it has to be an expression of the universe, hopefully. And for that, we have to keep trying. And that's the spirit. I think he's talking in this quote. I never calculate. That's why the others who do calculate so much less accurately than I do. That's the point of intuition or faith, and let things happen as if the expression of the will of the universe beyond the human knowledge, the mind. To get there, you cannot just use your mind. You have to go deeper. I wrote a book called The Results from the Heart. That's a spirit, not just playing with the mind, emotion, but go deeper. Well, I think it's enough. Just the idea behind me doing this is to capture the spirit and be hopefully energized, find our own spirit in whatever we choose to do. It may not be easy to live. There's nothing guaranteed. But I believe we have the spirit, intellect, and willingness that we can connect and make things happen while having fun in the process and helping the society. I'd say, why not? Thank you.